Hi everyone, welcome to MHS4052, Human Relations Skills and Counseling. I am really looking forward to this semester, and I'm so excited to share it with you and go through this journey of becoming better communicators with you. I know that students in the past have said that it's one of the best courses they've ever taken. They learned more in this class than they have in any class of any of their coursework for their bachelor's degrees, and that it has changed relationships with their coworkers and their friends and their families. So the content in this course is so fantastic, and I'm just so looking forward to learning more about you and getting to know each of you on a more personal level as we go through this communication course together. So I wanted to briefly go through the syllabus with you because I know that in an online course sometimes it's hard to get a handle on everything without having some explanation. So this is just going to be a very brief introduction video for the syllabus, and I won't cover everything because I know you can read and I don't want to waste your time. It's precious, but I just wanted to give you kind of the highlights of the syllabus and things that I think are important to talk about. And then, of course, as we go through the semester, you'll get more information about the different assignments and due dates and things like that. But let's go ahead and briefly cover some things in the syllabus, and I know that you'll find it helpful just to have me go through each component that has some significance. So at the very top, of course, you have my contact information. My email address is there and my emergency phone number. Really, I would prefer, unless it is truly an emergency, please don't call because I don't check that voicemail throughout the day. So I won't be able to get back to you right away anyway. The best way to get a hold of me is either through the question post in the discussion section on Canvas or to send me an email. And as you can see, I will be answering emails every evening. I am home with a son, and so during the day I don't have a lot of time to check emails, but I will faithfully check them every evening when he is asleep. And any posts that are done, I will check in the evening, and any emails that are sent, I will check in the evening from 9 to 10. And then as a new element this semester, I will also be available from 9 to 10 on Google Hangout to discuss any issues or answer any questions live via video. And so as we are expanding our technological ability, I want to capitalize on that and offer you the chance to talk with me face to face on video chat if you would like. And then that way I can also share my screen with you if you're having problems with Canvas or with posts or have questions about the technology side of things. I can offer some help with sharing my screen, hopefully. So if not, we'll contact IT. We'll figure it out. Okay, so the required text is the Gamble and Gamble book. It's called Contacts, Interpersonal Communication in Theory, Practice, and Context. And I know at this point it's 8 or 9 years old, but it is truly the best book that I have found for making topics clear and easy to follow, easy to understand. They give lots of illustrations and examples, lots of photographs, lots of things to read, activities to do. So it's not your boring text driven type of course book. It is really engaging, and there's colors, and as we go through the semester you will learn. I'm a visual person, so that's really important to me, and so I hope that you will find that it's a little more interesting than some of your other textbooks. So we're going to use that. Please feel free to buy that wherever you can get it the cheapest. I know it's on half.com and it's on Amazon, and so you don't necessarily have to get it at one of the USF bookstores. Please save money, get it used, do whatever you can so that it's not as expensive. It's not an intensely expensive book to begin with, but I just encourage you to save money where you can. Okay, so obviously course objectives, course policies, you can read. A lot of that is not too exciting anyway. I did want to highlight a couple of things in the course policies. You will need to participate every week in order to get full participation points. That's basically your attendance. So make sure that you post every week, and you need to read your text before class. So before the week begins, you should have read the chapter already, so that when you watch the lecture, you already have some background information from the text going into watching the lecture from me. And then assignments are due at the beginning of the new week, the end of the old week, and everything will be clear with due dates and specific times. But specifically for the reflection posts, which you'll do every week, if they are late, you can read how I'm going to deduct points. I just wanted that clearly spelled out so there was no confusion. 10% deducted if 1 day late, 20 if 2, and then 5% for each additional day after the 48 hours. We will be using APA style in this class, and I know some of you are not APA students, you're MLA, so this might be a little bit of a change for you, but you will have access and help with that APA writing style, and so fear not, it won't be so bad. All right, and so let's briefly look at how I'm going to evaluate your performance in the course. Like I said earlier, your participation is going to be very important because this is an interactive class, and because we do not meet face-to-face, you need to participate and show that you were present for the week through your participation. And so you'll be doing that through the posts and the discussion forums, obviously. And so that will be every week. You'll earn points for that. The reflection journal is your weekly post that you do, and you're asked to reflect on your thoughts about something from that chapter. And so specific questions that would be answered are listed there, and then there will also be one or more required activities from the lecture each week that you will also include in your reflection post. And so when you go into Canvas, you'll see the discussions link. You'll click on that, and then you'll click on chapter 1 or week 1, and you will post each and every week. And when you click on the modules link, that's where the lectures are hosted. So you'll be able to watch the video lectures directly from the modules link in Canvas. And once you are in the modules link, each week there is a list of deliverables. And so if you just follow that list that is in each lecture link, you will know exactly what you need to include in your reflection. And actually, the first 2 weeks, I actually included 2 prior students' work so that you can see what a thorough post looks like. Because I know at the beginning of an online class, sometimes you feel very unsure and unaware of what exactly is required of you. So I actually pulled a few examples from former semesters and removed their names, etc. But it will show you what a thorough post is for week 1 and week 2. And so hopefully that'll give you an idea of how to answer those questions and how to do those activities in the posts. Okay, one of the major assignments for the course is the communication essay, and you will be asked to reflect on a communication experience in your own life. And later on in the syllabus, you will actually see specific components of what goes into that. But 2 to 3 pages, not extensively long, but it will allow you to incorporate skills that you have learned through the semester, and you can implement some of the new things that you're learning when you reflect back on an exchange that you had with someone. Okay, as far as exams go, there is no midterm, but the final will be online at the end of the semester and will include a variety of questions, obviously multiple choice, true, false, short answer, and essay, all mixed in there together. And you'll get a study guide and more information as we get later into the semester, but it will be comprehensive over the entire course. And that is when your notes from the lectures and chapters will come in very handy. So save those. The personal growth portfolio is your major assignment for the course. And ideally what this does is demonstrate what you learned from start to finish, your journey, your progress, your insight that you've gained as a result of taking this course. And so you're going to create a presentation. It can be in any format that you choose. And when I taught this course face-to-face in a classroom, typically students would bring me in basically like a scrapbook. But because we're online, any type of format that you would like to do online is fine with me. I've had students do videos, I've had students do prezzies, I've had students do PowerPoints and keynotes. So however you want to demonstrate what you've learned, I will be happy to look at it. And basically throughout the entire course, you need to kind of be throwing some thoughts and concepts and things into whatever you're creating, so that it's not all at the last minute, because this will cover the entire length of the course. And so if you try to cram it all in at the end, it's going to be really overwhelming. So what works best for students is to each week take some chunks of your reflection and take some chunks of the activities that we did and take some of your thoughts and kind of put those into a section. And then that way you're able to have that before you have to compile it all together at the end. And then quizzes. There will be some quizzes in the course, and I'm not going to give you the dates because they are technically considered pop quizzes, and they are just designed to ensure that you are reading and ensure that you are aware of the readings from the text instead of just watching the lectures each week. And so they will be announced on Fridays, and you will have until Sunday midnight to complete them. So make sure that even though your school week is over, that you still check on Fridays to see if a quiz was posted, because that's the only way that you'll know that there is a pop quiz, and then you'll have 2 days to complete it. And while I do include some basic concepts or terms in a few of the quizzes, the majority of the questions are a little more, I don't know, hidden through the chapter, if you will. It's not to say I'm trying to be tricky. I'm not trying to trap you or confuse you, but the idea is that anyone can look at the key terms in the chapter and memorize those. That's not what I'm looking for. I want to have knowledge that you read the chapter. And so I pull some smaller detail questions from that you would have had to have read the chapter to know. So they're not going to be necessarily the most obvious terms and concepts from the chapter. They may be from an activity that was in the chapter, that may be from an illustration that they gave, it may be from something within a box that was a related story. And so just read carefully and thoroughly so that you have a good handle of all of the concepts from the chapter. And 5 quizzes, I forgot to mention that, sorry. Okay, so you can look at the grading criteria and see that each is worth a certain amount, and it's 1,000 points total. Okay, and there's your course schedule. And so your weeks begin on Monday and end on Sunday. So week of January 6th, meaning this coming Monday, the week starts, and then you'll have until the following Sunday midnight for the first week. And so you can see when you have some things due. March 3rd is communication essay. April 14th is your presentation. Make a note now or later, if you will. February 3rd, the week of February 3rd, I have doctoral exam preparation, and so there will not be any class that week, and I'll remind you of that as we get closer. But you'll get that week off, and then of course you have spring break on March 10th. So we'll have 2 weeks of no postings in this course, and then of course your final completed by April 27th. Okay, and then at the end of the syllabus, I go through each of your major requirements for the course with more specificity and give you some outlines and some planning guides and things like that. And of course, we will talk about this as these due dates approach. But basically, the personal growth presentation, like I already mentioned, you need to make sure you express your creativity. Make sure that you refer to your outline so that you get all of the points that I'm going to be looking for when I assign the rubric. And you want to think of being organized, using skills that you have gained in the course. And I am requiring more than just text answers for this assignment. So you cannot submit a Word document to me or a Pages document to me answering all of these questions. And you also cannot give me a PowerPoint or a Keynote with nothing but words on it. This is designed to be a virtual scrapbook, if you will. So I require quotes and cartoons and clip art and photos and whatever you can use that makes it personal and shows your personality and shows your creativity. That's what I'm looking for. So keep that in mind as you are going through the semester and you're kind of cultivating how you're going to do that in your mind. And then the next page, I actually give you the presentation outline with points. So in the past, I just gave the outline, and for some reason, students would not include 1A or they would not include 1D. And so I finally realized that if I give you points, you realize that you have to include it or you lose them. So they now have points assigned in your outline. And so you don't need to deviate from what I've given you. The students who succeed and do well in this class take what I've given you and do it. The ones who struggle the most are the ones who try to interpret it or change it or go a completely different route. This course is a lot of work, but it's not overwhelming. If you just keep up weekly, it is manageable. But the students who are the most successful and who earn the most points in this course are ones who just literally take the outline that I give, the rubric that I give, the guides that I give, and just give me what I'm asking for. I'm not asking you to add things, take away things. If you just follow what I give you, you will score points in this course. I've laid it out for you so that it's as easy as it can be. So don't do anything more or less than what I'm asking for. And so you can see everything there. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. Okay. And the communication essay, your other major assignment, is reflecting back on a recent interpersonal communication situation, basically a conversation, and thinking about everything that happened during that exchange. It could have been a conflict, a relationship issue, a situation about diversity, whatever it could have been. Interpersonal skills were or were not demonstrated. And so you're going to use the outline there to answer those questions. And I want to throw in a caveat about this, and I'll remind you of this as it becomes a little closer to the due date. However, I am kind of stating my opinion on this here and putting a rule out. I do not want this communication essay to be about a fight you had with a boyfriend or girlfriend or spouse. I have read far too many communication essays about an argument that you had with your significant other, and that's not what I'm asking for. I don't want it to just be a recap of a fight or an argument. This is designed to give you an appraisal of an interaction that you had. So while it could have been a conflict, it needs to be a conflict that you find worthwhile looking back on and figuring out different ways to have handled that better. And so you want to use the knowledge you gained in the class to describe the participants, you and whoever that other person was, your actions, and the results or resolution of that interaction, an appraisal, etc., etc. So there's your outline again with points so that you're able to earn them all if you do that. And it should be about 2 pages. Sometimes if the exchange was lengthy, it might be a little more than that, but that's about typically how long it is. And that is it. So just some final thoughts about the course. I did say that it's a lot of work, but it is very manageable. And like I said before, students have told me that this is one of the most meaningful and helpful courses that they've ever taken. And this is actually a capstone course or a required exit course for a lot of the majors. So as we get to know each other in the discussion board, you will see that there are students from lots and lots of majors that take this course. And so that gives us a lot of unique perspectives and diverse interests and career fields and things like that. So it really is a great combination of students to do a communication course with. And it is a communication course, but I would argue that it is a course about interacting with everyone. You will learn how to better interact with your family, with your friends, with your significant other. You will learn how to better deal with conflict. You will learn how to better deal with interacting in difficult situations, with handling your emotions, with the difference between interpersonal and intrapersonal communication. I actually had a student, when I was doing the course in the classroom, I asked everyone, why did you take this course? And he said, well, I saw human relation skills and I thought it would help me figure out how to get myself a girlfriend and keep a girlfriend because I clearly don't have the skills to relate to other humans. And it was a joke, but the reality is that this course will truly help you to interact better with every single person in your life. And it is really just an exciting class when you have those aha moments and you're able to realize the importance of communication and effective communication, not just base communication. So I'm really looking forward to this, and I know that you will learn a lot and gain a lot, and that this will be a fun journey as we go through. So now that you've gotten an overview of the syllabus and you kind of have an understanding of what the course is going to look like, if you have any further questions, please feel free to post them in the questions section in the discussion board on Canvas. And otherwise, I will see you again in Lecture 1.